How you doing, everybody? I'm just gonna get right into this. I did an original footage analysis of this footage a while back, and for some reason, at around almost 1 million views, it was taken down for no good reason whatsoever, for no particular reason. It wasn't copyright infringement issues or anything like that, or they didn't notify. At least they didn't notify me as to any copyright infringement. So it was just taken down. So they could take it down. We'll put it right back up. So I just want to show you how this anomaly with his mouth here, which this appendage, I call it an appendage. I mean, most people say, oh, it's his tongue, it's just a shadow. No. This looks like a pincer-like appendage, reminiscent of, I don't know if you guys have ever seen those little insects called earwigs. They're pincers at their lower abdomen. They have these two pincers, and it reminds me of one of them and one of the two pincers. And you can see as it gets worse here, or goes into it, you can see it become more defined. And, you know, we'll watch it disappear just as quickly. If it was the tongue, it would, you know, you'd be able to define it as the tongue. It's not a tongue. At least not in this universe. See? You could see his tongue start to come up here. You could see this is clearly outside of the realm of where his tongue is entering the scene here. So, boom, and then it just disappears, and then you can see his tongue touch his lip here like that, and just merge with his lip as the chin becomes more degraded and decaying flesh almost. And then you can see what his original lip color, I guess, of, you see how his lips here, this is pretty much the same general color. It drops out, but it continues here. It doesn't drop out here, and you can see, watch. Also, I want to note the eye color change as well. In the beginning of the video, he starts off having, you know, both the same color eyes. I don't know if they were blue or brown, but both the same color eyes, and at this point his eyes are changing back and forth, blue and brown. I had a viewer leave a comment saying, oh, it's heterochromia. You know, that's all fine and dandy, but, you know, heterochromia is more of a fixed thing. It doesn't change over seconds. It's usually something that someone's born with, which is heterochromia is pigment variation in either or eye. See, and now his bottom teeth here are complete. You can see just before that they were incomplete, or almost, I don't know, various frames throughout this footage you could see his teeth look good, and then his bottom row looks like they were bashed out with a wrench. You know, I don't know which one it is, but see, now look at his teeth here. You can see the texture change and the green hue. I want to show you his ear throughout a couple courses of the frames. You can see his ear takes on a plastic-like look, and the green hue just becomes so defined and so evident. And the man looks like, the individual looks like he's under duress and distress, you know, like he's uncomfortable and going through some type of shit, you know. He just doesn't look natural. It doesn't look, I don't know. There was a saying that I heard, what's even more stranger than the shape-shifting is those who don't notice it. So I always found that saying quite interesting. The original video too, I put a theory down that I thought when all the cable networks had gone over to HD in 2009, that it was the implementation of a better shape-shifting, obscuring program, or masking program, if you will. You know, just throwing a theory out there, you know. But I guess that program is starting to break down more than ever now, and I guess it's showing us even more defined shifts. Possibly a program that was meant to obscure it is now making it more evident than ever. Look at the texture change in his chin here. I also want to show you something with the hands here. There's some very interesting things going on with the hands. In a couple seconds we'll take a look. I don't want to make this too long. We'll get right to it. Just watch how it coalesces here. the eye color change is very evident to it in some frames. Look here, you can see, you start to see how one's clearly brown and the other one's clearly blue. And then there's instances where they're both the same color. Blue and brown. Look at the ear. Look at that thing. You can see the mouth piece go back to normal. Alright, the hand part's going to be coming up soon, so. Alright, let's pay attention to the hand now. Alright, start to pay attention to the outer limits of his hand, of what is his physical hand here, but you can see sort of like an, almost, what's reminiscent to me of like an energy field or something, or some type of, just for lack of a better term, we'll call it his etheric hand for now, but we'll see that where his normal hand or his physical hand, what seems to be physical here, merge with this outline here, and the outline becomes more evident and defined throughout the frames. But look at the shape of the hand here, you know, and look at the nail. It's very ogre-like, or even reptilian, if you will. Not claw-like how we see it in the George Cavassalis video, when you can see at one point a clear, distinctly defined claw manifest. It's just very broad. You can see it change over time. Look at it now. And it doesn't really correspond with his hand here. You can see it's just a jumbled mess. And then it starts to go away. Boom! And then it merges. And then here you can see this as if it's not fully taken shape yet. And you can still see massive color variations. Look at, I mean, look at the background here is black, but this is clearly green. I mean, it's just a big mess. And for those of you who have stuck with me this long, 7-8 minutes in, I appreciate it. See, very interesting things going on with his hands here. But yeah, you can still see the eye discoloration. Yep. There's very anomalous happenings going on with his teeth. And, you know, the source video is in HD too, so, like I said before earlier, we're starting to see a lot more of this happening in HD. There's a lot of people like, oh, show me it in HD! Well, bam! Here you go, brother. While you're at it, try to figure out what that white shit on this guy's lip is for me. Unbelievable. Alright. Well, we'll see if this gets taken down for no reason again, for whatever reason. But if they do, I'll just put it right back up. Sayonara, everybody. Be well. Be at peace.